Chapter 29. Shooting the Lights Out. Once or twice, Jen forgot to strap her pump over her shoulder and walked away from it until it tugged painfully on her central line. But she only had to do that a few times before it started to become automatic. Her brain adjusted quickly, and so did she. A few days after Christmas, she asked me to take her to Camden Square for some mummy-daughter shopping time. It's extraordinary how the public at large respond to disability. It would enrage me to watch Jen having to cope with their fear as well as her own. The impact of Jen and Chase evoked different emotions in different people, and it always seemed that somehow it was we who ended up managing these emotions for them. Jen hated it when strangers stared at her, and there were many who did, unashamedly. But she had developed a brilliant coping strategy. I watched her do it many times in Cavendish Square that day. She would disarm them with a huge smile and a bright hello. Some would smile back instantly and say hello and walk on. Others would flush with embarrassment at being caught out. Then there were the people who were just downright inappropriate. The classic was a woman in Woolworths. We were in the shoe section trying on shoes. Jen did love an elegant high-heeled shoe. When Jen stood up from Chase to select a pair from the top shelf, the woman who'd been staring at us, unabashed, for many minutes, couldn't help herself. "Well, what are you doing on that thing if you don't need it?" she said loudly. I was flabbergasted. Somewhere in this person's pea brain, she believed that you should only use a mobility scooter if your legs didn't work at all, or maybe if you didn't have any. My incredulity must have flashed across my face. "Smile and wave," Jen muttered softly to me under her breath. She was more practiced at this than me. "Smile and wave, Mum, just like you taught me." We did, but that night the encounter kept going round and around in my head. Every day, other people's ignorance and fear were being thrown at Jen. They found her condition confronting. I wanted to shake that woman, but I also knew it wasn't her fault. Western society, school, our parents do not equip us to deal with real life. We fear death, we fear illness, and we really fear, disability. It felt as if every mother out there was looking at me and thinking, "Thank God that's not my child." Well, you know what? Thank God she was my child. It was an absolute privilege to be the mother of this incredible young human being. I lay in bed wondering where, in the myriad parenting books that I had read, did they tell you that you cannot take away your children's pain. Where did you learn that? And why not? What was the point of loving so deeply if you couldn't protect them? It felt so unfair and cruel, the layers of pain, challenge, and complexity that my children had to bear. All I could do was bear it with them. I also thought about what it might feel like for my mother, for her as a parent, to watch what I was going through, to watch my extreme pain. The reality is, we don't get to protect each other. Life will come at you and your kids in so many difficult and different ways, no matter what you do. You don't get to control it. What you can do is teach them how to deal with it, how to live a life that matters in spite of pain and loss.